Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are listed below. Other than that, if you would like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and let's get into your selection. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aries? I feel like I should wait until we get them all down. What is that? Okay. Somebody new is coming, but they're not coming right away. They're delayed. Whatever that means. That's interesting. The energy's good, but something needs to be sorted out. There's somebody new coming. Somebody new is coming. I keep getting that over and over again. I'm not expecting it. The current energy is showing me that you've been flowing with something. You've been going, I don't want to say you've been going along with it. You've been working with something. And there's a question mark of like, do I want this? It just it floats around in a weird way. Kind of like, I think I want this. 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 I keep feeling it like that. Like, I want this. Like, I want this. I want this. There's a lot of working it out energy going on here. A lot of like making it work. There's this weird something is a little off with that. I'm just trying to touch on it a little stronger. Something is a little off with that. There's something is coming. There's a change coming. I feel like I'm not purposely avoiding it, but I'm actually avoiding it. Not purposely. I feel like this is one of those things where I look back years later and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I was kind of avoiding that. Wasn't really seeing it that way, but actually, yeah, I was. That's kind of, there's something going on here. The Wheel of Fortune is coming in, and when the Wheel of Fortune comes in, that shakes everything up. And when it shakes everything up, you need to put it back in order as you see fit. Which doesn't have to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It may be the type of order where like, okay, it's like if you were doing food. These are all salty foods. These are all sugary foods. These are carbs. These are proteins. You know what I mean? Whatever works for you. These are things I eat for lunch. These are things I eat for breakfast. You're putting things in order. It's like I have to put it back in order in the way it makes sense to me. Whether other people get it or not, that whatever. But it's the way it makes sense to you. And this shakeup here is really lining that up and really highlighting something that maybe you've been trying to convince yourself that you want, but then when all this happens and you put things in order where you actually want things, you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't actually fit here anymore. And I feel like I'm kind of like, wait a minute. I've created a lot with this situation, and it doesn't really fit me anymore. This isn't really what I want to do anymore. And I feel like I come face to face with myself. Like, wait a minute. This is not how I thought that was going to go. I've put a lot of time into this, and I feel like that's really weighing on me. I've put a lot of time into this, and I really need to look at this a little harder to make sure this really doesn't fit anymore. I almost feel like I'm a little aggravated with it. Kind of like, wait a minute, this was supposed to fit. And I was telling myself this fit. But now that I'm putting everything in order where I want it to be, the way I think it should be, it doesn't fit. That can't be right. That can't be right. And I feel like I'm looking at it again and I'm like, I don't like that. So I'm doing the due diligence to make sure it really doesn't fit. Because there's a lot here. There's a lot here, and it's a lot to look at. Especially if this, for a lot of you, maybe this is a job, for example, and maybe you've been there for years. And it's one of those things where after moving forward in promotion after promotion, it just didn't work the way I thought it would. And I was like, well, this isn't where I want to go, but I'll take this for now. And maybe I did a couple for now things. And after a while, I veered so far away from where I actually wanted to be and ended up somewhere else. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is not where I wanted to be. This was not why I started this. This isn't what I was expecting this to be. And it's like I'm having this really it's like I'm coming around full circle and I'm facing myself and I'm like, wait a minute. If I was having a conversation with the person who started this situation, this is not where I was supposed to end up. And it's a moment where it's just kind of like, okay, all right. How are we getting over here? We're getting over here relatively quickly. It's a good card, but like, how is that happening? Not fully there, but fully ready to make the decision. The moon card comes in like this, which is not fully, like it's not quite the full moon energy. It's kind of like, I know some things, other things are a little bit of a mystery, but it's kind of here and there, hit and miss. Ace of Wands comes up. I'm ready to make a decision though. I need to make a decision. And I feel like I have the support around me that I need to have. The appropriate people, which doesn't, I feel like that does not mean everybody, but the appropriate people, the ones you need to, are supporting you in this next decision. Whatever you want to do, Aries, we're here for you. It seems to be one of those things, which is good, right? There's a very strong healing energy around you. Like, whatever you want to do next, we got your back. We're going to do this. You need to make the decision that works for you. This is not, I don't feel like this is going to be solved quickly. But there's this need to conform for some. I do not think of Aries as conforming. I just find this odd that this is even here. For whatever reason, especially maybe if it's a job or if it's a family situation, I got so much together on this. There's so many other things that rely on this. So if it's a job and it's like a high-paying job, and you're just like, well, I got a lot of things that I enjoy because of the paycheck I get from this job. So I just don't want to let that go. I can make this work. I'm going to make this work. Or it could be a family situation and maybe the relationship has gone sour. And you're just kind of like, I need to make this work. This is family. I need to make this work. This needs to stick. I got a lot invested here. Trying to force yourself, that's a recipe for a disaster. There's another option. Take it with a grain of salt. That's not how I usually see Aries. Aries usually, I'm just kind of shocked that that's coming forward that way in this reading for Aries. Toy with the possibilities and start making slow changes and see how it feels. Can you correct this situation? Can you get it back online to where it was originally supposed to be? That's a question mark. Unknown territory. Free will is a real thing. You know what I mean? There's somebody new coming in. This is meant to prepare you for that new energy. And I feel like if I'm literally looking at the situation and I'm kind of like, all right, I need to get this back where I need it to go. I don't want to just go along with it because I have so much invested here. I want to start reforming this and getting it where I need to go. I need to start working where I originally wanted this to go. And I guess see if I could make that reality happen now. It's a long process, but when you start that process, this is what's really going to free up the energy for you. Somebody new is coming. I keep getting it. When this energy shows up, it changes everything. this could, because it's a general read, typically this is referring to a person. It could refer to a job opportunity or an opportunity in business or something that just kind of comes in with a lot of force, a lot of like matching energy for you because you're Aries, you're fire, this is fire. Something comes in. I feel like it's a person for the majority of you. I think it's literally a person. It could be a person bringing an opportunity, just to be fair. Like it's a big thing. It's not little. It's huge. It's changing your whole life. The death card is there with this. When it shows up, it's gonna really shake up the system because I feel like this is really making me question what I'm doing and why I'm where I am and why I'm not where I wanted to be. Really shaking up the whole system, shaking it right up. You're meant to get through it successfully, so that's here. You're meant to get through this successfully, but I just feel like if I'm forcing myself or trying to convince myself to go along with something that I don't really want, that's not going to last. It's going to fall apart. It just gets to a point where I just can't do it anymore. It just overwhelms you, and I just feel like I just can't stand it anymore. It could be, I could think of one Aries. I haven't talked to that person in a long time, but there was a job and they tried to force themselves to stay with it. They got to the point where they hated that job so much that one day they just literally quit because they just couldn't stand to even look at the people anymore. They hated it so much. It just wasn't for them anymore. And they made changes and they were fine afterwards, but they tried to force themselves to do something for so long to the point where they literally couldn't stand it anymore. Things will change. It's kind of like the Phoenix energy is what I'm kind of getting. It's going to be to this part where it doesn't even matter, accepting it and going through the heartbreak, and then poof, the fire ignites, and here we go into the next section, and then we have to make some quick decisions to reform the life the way you want your life to be. It's coming. If this reading is hitting, I just feel like they're just trying to give you a heads up. Aries is strong. Aries is very strong in my opinion. And it's interesting because I have learned this about Aries over the years. They won't take it from other people, but they'll do it to themselves a little bit. And sometimes they just inch themselves into something and they force themselves to do stuff that they don't really want to do. But there's a egg timer on that one. There's a shelf life on that. Only so long before you're not going to put up with even you bullying you. I mean, it kind of feels like that. Like you're kind of forcing yourself to fit somewhere that you don't really want to, but you're telling yourself, no, I need to do this for this reason, so I will do this. And it only lasts for so long. And some of you can do it for years, but if this is hitting, they're saying, well, the egg timer is coming up soon. The change will happen. Embracing it and trying to change it beforehand makes it a lot smoother for you. It gets you where you need to be, and it's not as upsetting for you. You don't have to have this major like fallout. Sooner or later, it's something new, and for a lot of you, I feel like it's a person. It's coming in, and I feel like it's changing everything. If you're more open to it and embracing it, it goes smoother for you. I don't know about other people, but for you. If you fight it, I don't know what's going to happen on the other side of it, but it's going to shake things up, and there's going to be the tower moment, and it's going to kind of fall apart. I feel like somebody's getting that tower one way or another. I don't think it has to be you. That's an interesting reading, because I don't think of Aries as conforming like that, but, in the corporate world, and you got to do what you got to do, I guess so, and that's where I see it happening mostly. And sometimes there's a different Aries I'm thinking of. With family, with family they went along with things, but after so many years, they would kind of like pop off and put things where they need to go anyway. So there's an egg timer on that. I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.